Hello, everyone. Welcome. Glad you all are here. I'm going to give it just a minute for people to sign in. It looks like we're just waiting for, my name is Sarah. Sorry, I'm with the Coalition for the Homeless. I'm filling in for Laura today. She is out unexpectedly today, and so I'm going to be filling in as the host for the meeting. And we're here to talk about employment resources. We'll have Sean Israel from Goodwill coming to share information about their programs. And so I'm just waiting for Sean to join and as people are jumping on. All right. I am going to just reach out to Sean here because I don't see her on here yet. All right, y'all. Sorry to be a quiet host. I apologize. I just was emailing Sean to try and see where she's going. If anyone wants to has any questions or anything to start, I can unmute you I think if you raise your hand. Uh, or maybe if you have, I don't know if you what you can see, or you can also uh, request to talk, maybe. This is my first time hosting a webinar as opposed to just a normal Zoom session, so forgive me for my uh, slower uptake. Let's see. Thanks, Miranda. Appreciate it. I'm really bad at small talk, so we can dive right into the heart of things, but small talk makes me nervous. So this is, you know, especially when I can only see myself on the screen. Just teasing you all. I'm just waiting to hear back. Hopefully, Sean will be able to join us soon. I know she's been emailing me. I just got an email from Sean saying she's having issues trying to log in. So we're going to give her a few minutes. I'm going to jump over there and try and do some TA to get help for her. So you can still see me, but I'll be back to paying attention to you all in a sec. While we're just sitting here in limbo, if anyone wants to write into the Q&A, I know Laura plans sessions in advance, but she obviously wants to provide training sessions that are applicable and useful for you. So know that, so if you have any requests for training sessions, feel free to put them into the Q&A, and I'm glad to pass that information along to her so she can start coordinating future trainings. And also know that this Friday at the Coalition for the Homeless in the basement, we have bagels in the basement, which happens every other month. But it's an opportunity really to drop in anytime between 9 and 10:30. There are bagels and coffee, but it's also an opportunity to network. So if you're someone working directly in the field, a case manager, a peer support, a supervisor, um, anything in between, and it's helpful to kind of share some resources that you have at your agency and or learn about other resources in the community. Um, Feel free. I know that Shannon Derrick, who works with Passport Melina or with Melina, will be there to talk more about resources that Melina has for unhoused folks. So you're more than welcome to attend that. Yay, Sean is here. I'm gonna unmute you, Sean. You're on Sharon Algier's computer. Good problem solving. Is it letting you talk? I can't hear you or see you, but I see that you're on the screen now as well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, hooray.
Awesome. Okay. So I am not used to sharing on Zoom. So can you help me to share my presentation?
I sure can. Do you have a button at the bottom that says share or not?
No, we do
Okay.
not.
Can you and let anyone else raise your hand if you know how to do it if you're not the panelist, but if not, do you have something that you can email to me and then I can pull it
Yes,
up?
I can forward it to you right now.
Perfect. And then you'll just need to tell me when to switch screens and stuff. Sorry. Oh my
What is
goodness.
your email?
S Buckler, Buckler at louhomeless.org.
Oh, there you are. It should be coming over soon.
Sounds good.
I apologize for the technical difficulties, everyone.
You're all good. Thank you for making it work. If I knew how to make you a panelist,
And usually I'm really good with tech, but for some reason today it was betraying me. So all is well. Are you able to see me as well? Or can
no,
everyone
it's
just
just,
see you? Okay.
yeah, it says your name up there, like it should be able to, but I don't know if the video is, um, Oh, look, I can promote you to a panelist. I just did that. So now do you see, if that goes through, do you see a thing to share on the bottom?
Perfect. This is a-
'Cause if you see a thing to share, I'm glad to upload. I just got the email with your thing, but if you are able to do it, then you're able to like click through and have control of your own presentation as opposed to prompting me the whole time. So it's whichever you prefer.
No, it's only showing these two screens. Can you see Goodwill Opportunity Center employment programs?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, good.
perfect. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sean Israel. I am the Opportunity Center Manager for 909 East Broadway. The picture you see right now is our West Louisville campus. Oftentimes, people get confused going to different opportunity centers. In the city of Louisville, we have 3 opportunity centers. So we have one in South Preston, one my location, 909 East Broadway, and then we have this the West Louisville campus because it's much larger down further down West Broadway. So if you go to any opportunity center in Louisville or across the state, they're pretty much modeled very similarly. And I'll kind of break down the differences, but I think everyone will be mostly focused here in Louisville, correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay, perfect. So earlier this year, we kind of changed our the way that we provide services. So it used to be that if an individual came in, the first day that they came in, they received a career coach, and that coach started doing assessments and working with them. But now we have what's called our basic services and intensive services. So when an individual comes in, there's one way they can go from being basic to immediately intensive. But basic services just kind of includes those barrier removal resources. If they're not really ready for employment, they're just here to kind of get some basic things, whether it be connection to partners or maybe if they're just looking for a clothing voucher, something of that nature. Intensive services, I'll go more into what that looks like, but I wanted to include one of our work-based training programs that we have, which is called the Goodwill Another Way program for the unhoused population. This program is for individuals who are unhoused to kind of get them in the flow of working, and it really gives us an opportunity to connect to individuals who are experiencing homelessness. We work with them for the day, maybe like 4 hours or so. They could be doing landscaping, trash removal, and at the end of that time with us, they do receive a 50 I would say a $50, but it's a Visa gift card. They get a Visa card, and we do provide lunch and transportation, like bus passes. The goal of that program is to really make a connection. So the outreach specialists, they go out into the community and bring individuals in. The goal is for us to be able to work with them to obtain I-9 documentation. If they have food insecurities, get them connected to local or partners within the community like St. John's, Salvation Army, Wayside, St. Vincent de Paul, Reese Center. We're trying to get them off of the streets because we believe that if they get connected, then we can continue to work with them to build them up for employment. That's the ultimate goal. Within basic services, we have financial education and budgeting. We have classes here at our center where our financial wellness team will educate about people knowing their worth, what they're able to do. We also have partners who come into the building, as well as we can refer out for mental health services, addiction treatment referrals. And then we work with the Legal Aid Society. And as far as housing assistance goes, it's just about helping them get documents, getting them prepared to either obtain a voucher or move into their own transitional or move into an apartment within their name at some point. On the right side of the screen, we have our training courses that we are working with the participants to see if they need those classes. And these are things like those soft skills, those interpersonal skills that are necessary for an individual to go into employment when they, if they haven't been employed in a really long time. After they've gone through some of the basic things, they have their I-9 documentations, we move on to some of the career development. This is where the career coaches are really working with the individual to determine what's going on with you. What gifts do you have? What do you want to do? It's easy to say, oh, just go get a job somewhere. But if they don't have the desire, they don't have the motivation to go and do that job, are they going to stick with it? So the career coaches, while working with the career coach, they are doing a great deal of assessments. They're working with them on a daily basis until they gain employment, as well as working on long-term goals. So not just this year, but what's going to happen next year or the year following. Self-sufficiency is what we're aiming for. With the trainings in intensive services, it kind of goes more into digital literacy, building up the resume, using some of the classes they've taken and putting those on the resume. In addition to our life skills, soft skills, where we talk about dependability, conflict resolution, a little bit more, because that's necessary. And then interview workshops. If you haven't been working for 5 months or 5 years, you're gonna need some practice. And our coaches as well as our facilitators are assisting with getting individuals ready to not just get the job but keep the job. And then this next program is our RISE program, Reintegrating Individuals Successfully Every Day. This really covers a broad range from soft skills to financial literacy, digital literacy, communication skills, resume development, as well as mock interviewing. And we really love to put a lot of our participants through this program because it really is a reintegration. So we start off with those basic needs, those barrier removal services in the beginning. We work on the interpersonal things, whether it be dealing with just life. If you need a second chance because you've made some different choices. So working through those things so that once they get on the job, they have all the tools that they might need in order to succeed and hopefully move up in the process. So I was really excited to talk about our additional training and certifications. So after individuals have gone through most of our basic and intensive courses, the career coaches are working with them to kind of figure out what they want to do. Do they want to go into healthcare? Do they want to go into IT, logistics, manufacturing, construction, or other? So we have partnered with Ready for Industry, which is a really great introductory course for all of these fields where they do about 20 hours of just introduction to the healthcare system. Maybe someone doesn't know what they want to do. So the coaches can put them through these introductory courses. And at the end, if they would like to take the exam, they could get a NACTI certification, and that is something they can put on their resume. It is an industry recognized credential. We also have our Coursera Caterpillar grant that we've been utilizing for several years. Individuals who complete these courses is at your own pace. So say if an individual came to us and they said, I really want to do IT, that career coach is going to work with them to get them a job so that they can start getting some type of income coming in. And then as they're working, they can continue to work on certifications and other trainings to continue their education. So with our Caterpillar grant, they can do business intelligence, cybersecurity, IT support. You can see all the other certifications they can receive. And then on the right-hand side, we have our Family Scholar House. Because of the population we serve at 909 East Broadway, we have a lot of our participants, once they have gotten back on track, they are doing what they need to do for themselves and for their families. They want to give back. So we have partnered with the Family Scholar House to assist with peer support certification and then community support advocates. Now, we always say you can be a peer support doing anything. You could be a peer support as a hotel manager. So we just see that these skills that they can obtain or certifications they can obtain will be useful down the line. And then we also have a partnership with Google AI Essentials. This is one of our newer partnerships, and we still have spaces open. So the goal is to get, I think, over 300 individuals enrolled and help them complete the AI certification. So if you have individuals who are interested in learning more about AI, maybe they're like, I don't know what's going on. This would be a good certification for them to do. With the certifications that you see listed here, we connect you through intensive services. So if someone is coming in and wants to be engaged in our programming that we have here at 909 East Broadway, as well as West Louisville and South Preston, they have to go through the basic services to get to the intensive. So to get these additional trainings, they have to be working with a career coach. And I said, wait, there's more. So we also welcome SNAP recipients to join our SNAP Employment and Training Program. So if there's someone who receives SNAP benefits and they are ready and willing and they want to work, then they can come in to speak with anyone in the center, specifically our support specialist. They'll go through that verification process. And if they say, yes, I want to be a part of the SNAP ENT program, then they will immediately go straight to working with a career coach. They will be immediately intensive. So what that means is all the hours that they spend taking basic classes, meeting with the career coach, they will be able to report those hours to SNAP in order to maintain their benefits, as well as really kind of fast track them on the process of figuring out what they want to do, going through the assessments, going through building resumes, and figuring out what they are really good at. And the goal of our individuals who work in our SNAP ENT program is to, I mean, it's the goal for everyone, is to get them full-time employment that they're going to be able to maintain over the course of however long it takes for them to move up in that job. I know I was speaking really quickly, so if you have any questions, this is I'm opening it up for you all. I can go back in slides if you have more if you want to know more about something specifically that I've said thus far.
Kimberly has a question.
Yes, I was wondering if you could send a copy of the PowerPoint out. I work on the population health team with Humana, and we get a lot of members who are unhoused and then also members who struggle with employment. And we do a lot of referrals to Goodwill. Just having this information where I can share it with them would be great. And then I was also wondering, do you guys help with like childcare for individuals who are in like your intensive program?
So at our location, we do not have childcare. Now at our West Louisville Opportunity Center, they do have a childcare room for participants who are going through trainings. Now, if someone receives SNAP benefits and they're involved in our SNAP ENT program, they do qualify, if I'm not mistaken, for 3Cs. So that is one way that, because I've helped someone do this personally before. He was looking for a job, but he couldn't find childcare. So he enrolled into our SNAP ENT program, and then they awarded him childcare. He quickly got a job right after that. So, in a sense, yes, we can if they receive SNAP benefits, but if not, then they can go through West Louisville to get through the trainings, and hopefully they can work something out with the employer down the line And
Gotcha.
as
Thank
far
you.
as sending you the PowerPoint, yes, I can.
Do you want me to just put my email in the little chat?
Yeah, that'll work.
Thank you.
Mhm. Anyone else? I do want to add like our barrier removal services. At our location at 909 East Broadway, primarily we serve individuals who are unhoused because of the Another Way program. However, we are open to working with anyone that has a need uh, within our area. So if you are closer to South Louisville, we always recommend you go to that opportunity center. If you're closer to West Louisville, we recommend you go there. Our location being in downtown, we just kind of serve this surrounding area, and there's a lot of shelters around. There's a lot of other community partners around. But as far as like the hygiene, clothing vouchers, we really meet people where they are. That's the most important part. So when someone walks in, it doesn't really matter what's going on with them. We're going to listen to what's going on, and then we're going to work through whatever's stopping them from gaining employment. So if they need substance treatment, then that's gonna be our first step of trying to get them connected to treatment. If they need mental health services or support, that's gonna be the first step that we kind of take with them. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I can speak to this. After someone gets employed, they continue to keep working with that career coach. And say if this was someone who was unhoused and they maintained employment, we assisted them with getting some type of housing taken care of. We have partnerships with God's Design and other community partners that assist with furniture. Um, the goal, if they want a vehicle, is to help them get their finances in order so that they're able to not just get the car, but maintain the car insurance and maintenance and things of that nature. We have an amazing financial wellness team that is located here in our building, and they help them with budgeting and building credit and dealing with debt. Because a lot of the times, people just don't think about those things. So we have open classes just about 3 Thursdays out of the month where individuals can come in to learn about finances. If someone goes through our RISE program, they most definitely have a bank account at the end of that course. We have a partnership with First Financial. They're an amazing partner that helps get our participants financially literate. And they work with them along the way and help them with their budgeting and planning. I've seen a lot of our participants go through First Financial to assist with their goals, their financial goals. We also partner with Central Bank as well. So they have an option of what bank they want to work with. Um, After someone has been employed for 2 weeks, we work with them with our last mile to work program, where they can receive a bicycle. And that is only for intensive participants. So they have to be working with a coach, but they get that bicycle, and that helps them with the bus passes that we provide as well. Any more questions? Did I say anything that someone didn't know about?
Well, I'm glad if it's helpful to, I'm just going to click for you all. You are welcome to do it or not, but I'm going to allow oops. I'm going to click for everyone to be allowed to talk at this point, and that way.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
everyone wasn't allowed to talk.
I think it's part of a webinar, but if I click that you all are allowed to talk, so I did it for everyone, then you can choose to unmute yourself and ask questions without me having to manage it at this point, since we've got a group and time to ask specific questions. So feel free to take this opportunity with Goodwill right in front of us to, if you have specific questions about navigating some of those services with clients, or Mac, a question I have, if it's all right to ask, is just how do lots of clients navigate through those kind of intensive services, or do you see a certain number of are certain services more um, popular or easier access than others?
With our location, because we primarily serve the unhoused population, and so I'll say a couple of things. We just switched over to this basic to intensive model. So this is our first not full year. So next year we'll be able to give like better numbers of how many people kind of transition over. But for this year, it takes a little bit of time for individuals who are unhoused versus individuals who do have housing because of the loss of I-9 documents. We've run into a lot, like if you've never had an ID in the state of Kentucky, you have to have a birth certificate first. So that takes a little bit longer for individuals who are unhoused, who have lost their documents, to navigate through moving to working with a career coach. The coaches, their focus is getting you employed and getting you on a career path of what you're choosing. So if you don't have an ID, it makes it a little difficult to get you started working, getting some more work experience on your resume. But for the individuals who have crossed over, right now we're like at a 25%, um, what is it, 25% basic to intensive rate for our total number of participants who are part of our opportunity center. And of those 25% individuals, many of them, since we've changed, have employment. They have gained employment. They are actually, a lot of them are in retention at this point. So they've had their jobs longer than 30 days. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So with the bikes, what happens if like they are stolen or anything like that? Is there a way to get it replaced?
With the bikes, it depends on, so this is what I've run into. Historically, it depends on if there was negligence involved. Typically, I will say the answer is no if there's a lot of negligence involved. But if it was something that couldn't have been avoided, it's kind of like a case by case basis. Now, if something happens to the bike where it's like it gets broken, then they can bring it in for repairs.
Awesome. And
They
that's
do,
just for your intensive program, right?
yes, they do get locks, they get helmets, they have to go through a course to make sure that they understand how to keep them safe, not to leave them out in the weather. And I've seen lots of people go through that program, and over time, they eventually get a car. The hope, we used to have our Cars to Work program that was open to everyone, and now it's kind of been reserved for employees. So I will say, and I always say this, if you have a participant who is really looking for a hand up, Goodwill is a great place to work. I have been here for 3 years and I love it here. A lot of our participants come through, and if they have not had jobs in a really long time, this is a great place to kind of build the things that they need for themselves. And when participants who are interested in working for Goodwill work with a career coach, I believe they have a better chance at gaining employment through our stores, just because the career coaches know what the stores are looking for. So I would recommend, if you have folks who are looking for employment and haven't worked in a while, they should try to get on with Goodwill. For sure. And if you don't want to speak on, or if you want to ask a question,
Jump in. What other questions might you have?
I know everyone's like super busy, so I know you said like an hour and a half, but I was like, I could get it done in a quicker time than that.
If someone has become employed, you talked about the people have moved to retention. Like what sort of, when someone is employed, um, do you all provide ongoing support or
Yes. So the
what does that
support
look
and
like?
retention, so it really depends on what the participant might need while they're in retention. So say if a participant maintained employment, they've been working for 30 days, but they still want to get an additional certification. That career coach is going to keep checking in with them to make sure they're still on track, that based off their action plan goals, is everything going the way that they expected it to be? The coach is going to do check-ins with them 30, 60, 90 days, all the way up to, I think, 6 months, or no, yeah, all the way up to 6 months, even till a year out. So after that year, if they're like, hey, I'm good, I no longer need your support, I don't need you calling me anymore, everything's fine, I'm completely self-sufficient, I have a 401k, I have my own housing that I'm paying for, I have the education that I'm looking for, then we'll put them into like an alumni status. But that means they can still come back if they need anything. We have what we use, it's called the self-sufficiency matrix, and it kind of looks at the holistic person. So if there's any area that's below like a 4 or 5, then that coach is going to keep working with the participant throughout that time to get it to a 4 or 5, which means empowerment, where they feel comfortable. If something were to happen, they can navigate through whatever challenges they may face.
You might have said this at the beginning of your
Someone's,
presentation and I might have missed it.
Been through parts of your program, you started.
Sorry.
You both were talking at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Margaret?
Yeah. Margaret,
Yes.
go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. I think you probably might have said this at the beginning of the presentation and I might have missed it, but what are your all's hours where people can walk in and sign up for services?
So Monday through Friday, we're open from 8 to 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
On So my last slide was a how to get in contact or where to get started. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have orientation and resources 101. And that's essentially where everyone should start. Unless you are unhoused, then you could start with the Another Way program. And they kind of filter into the Opportunity Center. So if you go out with the Another Way program, we get you in there kind of through that way.
Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
What time are those orientation and resources classes?
Orientation starts at 10 a.m.
Okay, perfect.
Now, say if you have someone who has like, if they're an intensive outpatient or they have other specific requirements and they can't make it on Tuesday and Thursday, we can do some kind of one-off orientation resources 101 classes.
Okay.
We try not to do that, but if someone's schedule just really doesn't fit, then we make it work because we
Okay,
understand
perfect.
how it is. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know before I came to Goodwill, I had no idea Goodwill had so many opportunities. And since I've been here, uh, it just keeps expanding. So if you know someone who is currently in prison, and there's a program called Aspire that shows up, tell them to get in. Tell them to get into that program. It's an amazing program for individuals who are in prison. Once they do so many courses, when they exit prison and they get placed here in Louisville, they can continue to keep working with the facilitators and coaches that were working with them while they were in prison. And they go through the same training and development classes that some of our other participants go through. And they just get a lot of support, like just really wraparound services. And then we have our expungement program after someone has been doing well for I think about 5 years. If the offense was done here in Kentucky, then our expungement team can work with them to get those things taken off their records. If you are an employee for our stores, we have Goodwill housing, which is amazing. Um, Fully furnished apartments. They can stay there while they work on building up their work history, saving money, so that they can move into their own place at the end of their time there. Like I said, working for Goodwill, you really have an opportunity to really advance along the way. It's called Aspire. And yes. Well, the whatever they committed or whatever crime, well, no, for Aspire, it is all in Kentucky. All the counties that they serve are in Kentucky.
You have to be incarcerated at a Kentucky prison or,
Yes.
okay.
And I can send over the counties that they cover as well. Sure thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we might offer.
Are there any restrictions to how often someone can receive support or go through a program? Do they have to wait a while if they've gone through a program with you?
So with the ROS program, you can only do it once. So say if you did it in 2020, you can't come do it in 2025. As far as taking the classes, you can take as many classes as you want. As far as certifications, until you find the thing that you're looking for that matches with what you want to do, we're going to keep supporting you. And when I say supportive services, it really depends on what barriers that individual has before them. So we had a ROS class, and one of the graduates needed his storage paid for. That's a supportive service that we provided for him. Typically, we will refer out to the community first if there's, other organizations that might assist with that. But if they can't find anyone after doing a diligent search or, with their career coach, then we will assist with helping them take care of some of those barriers. Recently, housing is healthcare. So after an individual gets employment, we're trying to get them into a safe, good environment. So if someone, their credit is what it needs to be and they need help with a deposit or a first month's rent to move into an apartment, we can assist. Now, at some point, the money might run out. So we have to be mindful and make sure that that individual is really ready and not just kind of pushing people through programs. It's more about quality over quantity. So really taking the coaches really take their time to get to know the individual. They're spending time with the facilitators and really making sure that we're not harming people with just like, oh, get this done, get this done. But it's really taking our time. And that's why I said before, if they're struggling with substance misuse or mental illness, or, they need some assistance and support, then that's the focus. We won't push, you need to get a job, because you don't need to get a job. We need to take care of this first, and then we'll work on going to the job part later.
Thanks. What other questions do folks have? Last call. I won't make us sit here in silence, but I want to give her an opportunity. Well, I will make sure, Sean, I can see you're typing your email in the chat. I will make sure I've got this copy of your PowerPoint. If it's okay, I can just get the who's all signed up from this program, and I can email the presentation out to everyone. But thank you so much for sharing.
I updated the PowerPoint before, and I included the times for the Another Way program for individuals who are unhoused. And I can send you the more updated one with the times on there. And that's just so that people know where to be and, all that. I thank you all for this time. I really appreciate being able to talk about Goodwill. I love it here, and I love the work that we do. So if you have any questions or if something comes up and you're like, what did she say? You can always email me or give me a call. I'm the OC manager, so if I don't know, then I'm going to ask my supervisor, Sharon. So we are just trying to help our community as best we possibly can. And if one of us is hurting, all of us is hurting. So send your people our way. We want them. It doesn't matter what's going on with them. Send them our way.
Thank you so much, Sean. And yeah, I really appreciate your time and appreciate everyone else's time today. And we'll get that PowerPoint sent out to everyone as soon as in the next day or so. All right. Thank you all. Take care.